anything alone. The lone wolf only exists as the result of cataclysm, as the result of something gone horribly wrong. The lone wolf has been romanticized, but the lone wolf struggles. Helping men remember the lost technology of tribe is the best thing I can think of to help all of us. The technology of all of us. And the oldest military tactic in the book is...
Masculinity is not toxic. Masculinity is medicine. Welcome to the Remasculation Podcast. This show is dedicated to the exploration, celebration, and pursuit of healthy masculinity in the modern world, with a view towards helping end the battle of the sexes and bringing men and women back together by turning the battlefield of the culture wars into a garden once again. I'm your host, Michael Bates, and my mission is to ignite and accelerate the evolution of men everywhere across this planet in our lifetime in service of something greater, our shared humanity. Welcome.
My allergies are fucking me up today, so I'm going to have to be brief with this. This technology of tribe, every time I talk about it, this idea of remembering the lost technology of the clan. What I mean by that is if you go back far enough into your lineage, and I don't care where your genetics come from, if you go back far enough into your lineage, you will find intact groups of tribal people living in a communal structure. And this communal structure is what all human beings evolved from. You, me, all of us came from that. Some of us more recently than others, right? Depending on when our particular tribe or when our particular peoples were broken, conquered, inundated with this culture that has become the global culture. But for a very long time, we were living within an intact communal structure that we have been out of for so long that most of us don't even know what it's like. We have zero experience of knowing what it is like in our body minds to be connected to a shared belief system, a shared communal structure, a shared system of governance, both within yourself as an individual and within the frame of a tribal society, a group adhering to Dunbar's number. If you've heard of that, roughly all tribal societies average out at around 140 to 160 people. That's how many people one person can keep track of at an intimate level. And so we all came from tribe. We all came from clan. We all came from an intact communal system where we shared beliefs. And to the degree we are divorced from that is the degree to which we suffer. I believe that with every fiber of my being. I have lived that. And I have experienced in recent years the opposite. I have experienced the sensation of tribe, the sensation of community landing in my system and feeling like there's nothing I need to do or become to be able to die complete in this moment because I'm connected to something meaningful that is the transcendent, that I am subservient to, that is meaningful to me, that I put my time, my attention, and my energy into alongside other people that I'm intimately connected to who are doing the same thing or connected to and believe in the same thing and are working towards the same thing together. And when two or more gather in the name or in my name of something greater, something that we believe in, you don't have to be a Christian to understand what I'm talking about there. That there's something that starts to happen. There's a momentum, a trajectory that starts to happen. So as men, to the degree that we are continuing to lone wolf and silo ourselves, to individuate only without also having the communal system, the congressional structure, the round table around us. Network is net worth. I've heard it said. I keep hearing this, and it makes total sense to me. It's much easier to start a business with friends. You look at any corporate structure, it's not one person. You have the C-suite. You have people that are handling different things. So it makes sense. Never in the history of humanity would we as men have been doing anything alone. The lone wolf only exists as the result of cataclysm, as the result of something gone horribly wrong. The lone wolf has been romanticized, but the lone wolf struggles, starves, is ostracized, is outcast, subsisting on what small animals he can catch on his own or the scraps of others because he can no longer bring down the big game because he's outside of the clan. He's outside of the pack. He's not existing in the pack anymore. And so men are starting to understand that. I've had a hell of a time over the last 10 years trying to convince men to get together with other men for their benefit. And not just their benefit, but the benefit of everyone in your life. Because to the degree you do not have a solid, trusted group of men that you can take your shit to, you will take it to your woman and thus turn your woman into your therapist or your mom or both. And therapists are not supposed to fuck their clients, and moms are definitely not supposed to fuck their sons. So if you're turning your woman into that, if you're creating that energy, of course it's going to depolarize your relationship. Of course it's going to depolarize. We have to have a trusted group of men that we can take our issues to. And this doesn't mean just blathering incoherently. There is a technology to the frame within which a men's circle, a men's group, a men's collective, a business needs to be formulated with rules and regulations, rules of engagement, so that everyone involved can understand what it takes to play the game and to do it with success and for everyone's mutual benefit. We don't get this because it's not modeled anywhere. I want to live in a system where if you win, I win. If he wins, we all win. When I win, you win. And my overflow goes to you. The technology of a round table where everyone sits at a feast and everyone eats, and your success fuels my success and my success fuels your success. And it goes back and back, and it cycles the way life is supposed to cycle and be recycled within the system, within the frame. But we've broken the frame. We've broken the frame. And we're all living as these individuated beings. And it's a beautiful thing. In a way, the United States of America is a constitutional republic. It's built on the idea that the rights of the individual supersede the rights of the group, which is beautiful. But you still have to remember the rights and the technology of the group with the rights and technology of the individual, and putting those two together. So being a king of your own kingdom, a king of your own brand, of your own ideas, your own IP, your own unique thread of individuation and individuality, combined with others of a similar milieu, belief system, understanding, drive towards a shared goal. And when you join forces with others who are committed to doing just that at a level that exceeds our own selfish desires, plug in the technology of tribe, you plug in the technology of collective, you plug in the technology of clan, and the acceleration is exponential, truly. And it doesn't have a fucking ceiling. But we don't understand that yet. We don't get that yet. And so just in the way that the technologies of psychedelics and the technologies of biohacking and all of these things have permeated the tech industry, the leaders, the business leaders are now all doing psychedelics because they understand that if you're not jumping on this train with everyone else, you're actually falling behind the curve of the potential for collective human growth. And I really view men's work. If you are not in a men's group, if you are not in a men's circle, if you do not have mentors and a collective of men around you that you can trust, that you are building trust with by creating the structure, the technology of how to share, when to share, what to share, how to be vulnerable, what it actually looks like, what it looks like to give iron feedback. How am I succeeding? But also, where can I improve? I cannot see my own shadow better than you can. You can see me better than I can see myself in so many ways, and I can see you better than you can see yourself. And we need to be able to exchange that technology. We need to be able to create calibrational feedback loops. CFLs, as I call them, to be able to share with each other and use the two-bodied mirroring practice of tribe, of clan, of collective to be able to do that. So again, yeah, this is my work, but this is my work because this is the work that I see that is of the utmost benefit that I can be, not just to me, but to everyone, to the collective, to women, to children, to the planet, to animals. Helping men remember the lost technology of tribe is the best thing I can think of to help all of us, to get men back into thinking about something other than just themselves. And this fixation in I'm going to get myself in trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway. The fixation in the tech world, in the technology world, in the founders world of needing to prove oneself at the expense of all of us by just accelerating towards endless growth, constant uptake, intake, downloading of information, just and running in this competitive way towards the same old system of aggregation, of siloing into our individuated selves. Fuck that. And do you, as I've said, succeed. But there's so much more available. There's so much more available. I can talk about this stuff all day. I talk about this stuff on my podcast, the Remasculation podcast. I talk about this with my clients. I talk about this with my friends, my colleagues. I talk to whoever I can get to listen, because this is really important, people. This is how we move forward. This is what I believe the singularity actually is the coming back to the single group unit, the collective oneness that emerges when individuals come together in a beautiful way, in collaboration, rather than just shadow competition, understanding the benefits of integrated competition to make each other better, to sharpen iron, iron sharpening iron, but to be able to move forward in ways beyond our own selfishness. And we need something greater to be focusing on other than our selfish selves, because fixation on the selfish self is tantamount to misery. That's not my opinion, by the way. That's fact. We know that now. They've done the studies. Fixation on the selfish self creates misery. So to the degree you're miserable and don't want to be, put your attention on someone else. Put your attention on the collective. Put your attention on how you can help, and start to find other people that you resonate with, that are doing things that you're excited about, and do them together, and bring in that force multiplier of when two or more gather in the name of something we believe in, something greater, the Most High, your highest ideal, AKA God, however you want to frame it. Man, I'm getting my ass kicked. These allergies are real, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to look like crap. Who cares? I don't care anymore. This work is more important than me. It's more important than all of us, because it is all of us. It's the technology of all of us. And the oldest military tactic in the book is divide and conquer. And we are being divided. Republican from Democrat, liberal from conservative, black from white, man from woman, gay from straight, queer from cis, whatever. We're on the same team. We're on the same species. Let's not wait for an alien invasion to actually have something external to fight before we decide to come together. There's so much wisdom in us. There's so much technology in our own bodies, and we're so fixated externally. I am guilty. That's why I'm in this work. I had to be broken. I had to be alone and purposeless for decades to understand that the greatest suffering for men, or the masculine, which can be anybody, but generally mostly is men, the absence of a mission and purpose greater than myself and a paycheck was why I was suffering, is why I've been suffering. And now allergies and all. It's time to join up. It's time to build these circles. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to do it my way. Create your own men's circle. Go online, do some research, read some books, read King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Start there. There's lots of groups. There's lots of programs. There's lots of ways of doing this. You don't just have to do mine, but I'm telling you, it's not just like, oh, I should do this because my woman says I should, or that annoying Michael Bates dude with the allergies says I should. It's like, it's literally the best thing. It's the most selfish thing you can do for yourself, which is at the same time the most selfless thing you can do for yourself. It's win-win. Start to understand the technology that exists within you, that you will join in a circle of men, and someone in that circle will be bold enough to share something that only you have the answer for. And you'll watch the technology work. You'll watch the healing that happens so naturally when the technology is implemented properly, and you start to understand that this technology transcends race, religion, creed, sexuality. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck where you come from. I don't care what your pronouns are. I don't care what your skin color is. This work works. That's all I got. Happy Saturday. Allergies are real. So is the collective. It's about clan. I love you. Be well.